What is going on, guys? Welcome to Total Football, where we discuss everything football, blood. And I'm just happy. I love this show, innit? It's only the second one, but I just love talking about football, blood. And not just United, man. Just get to talk about everything football, and I can't lie, it gasses me, innit? Like, I get to interact with you lot, see who really knows what, who follows me, because I'm a football nerd, bro. I love football, innit? Like, football was an obsession for me as a kid, so it's not just about Manchester United. So whenever I could talk about football in its entirety, I'm gassed, bruv. Obviously, I seen on Terry's show, yeah, some donut trying to call me out, fam. Like, I'm tired, yeah, of these babies trying to grow off me, blood. I'm not breast milk, you know them ones. It's all dead out here, fam. Like, I'm not even gonna say his name in it because man don't want to give man publicity. But all I know is me and my brother Expressions. Yeah, if you're trying to make a name for yourself, us two are probably not the guys, bruv. Like, we're not the guys in it because it's light work, fam. So you know what I mean? Man's football knowledge is up there, in it. Obviously, I'm not that old. I'm not gonna claim to know everything about football, but as long as I've been alive on this planet, like, football has been my life, in it. Like, I study it in a different way, so it will take a lot. It will take a lot for man to spin me on this football thing, bruv. And when man are just out here chatting shit to try and get traction and stuff like that, it's dead, innit? Like, focus on your thing, focus on growing your profile, your platform, your numbers, which are all dead at the moment, yeah? And don't worry about me, innit? Because Rants is doing fine, bruv. Anywho, though, man, let's get to it, innit? Like, I'm in a good mood. I'm heading to the airport. I'm going to Barcelona in a few hours, so I'm gonna get this up for you. Then I'm going to Link the Mandem, so I'm gassed. So you're gonna feel the energy throughout this whole video. All right, let's go. First one. I ain't even got your name here, but it says Rants, big up Total Football, my brother. It says so many truths about Serie A back in the day. If Pep gets too much credit for tweaking the Cruyff methodology, would you admit back in the day, 2004 to 2012, Maureen created something that revolutionized the game? I know that you don't like the guy, but what do you think of his contribution in football history compared to Pep Guardiola? Very good question. I think that Maureen's contribution to football was more about his personality than his football, to be honest. I don't see anyone looking at the way he set up his teams and saying, yo, I want to replicate that, because his football's boring, bruv. It's boring as shit, fam. Maureen is a spoiler. He sets out to, like, destroy the other team. It's not about him playing his football, it's about stopping the other team from playing their football. That's good. When it comes to efficiency and winning and stuff like that, it is very good. But the problem with that is it's not exciting. A lot of flair players don't thrive in them systems and don't want to play for him. And also, like, football is about imagination. It's about invention. Do you know what I mean? And his football doesn't inspire any of those things, man. It's just an efficiency thing. And that ran out very quickly. It ran out very quickly because when people realized how he was going to play against them, then they could counter him. Because I see man get slapped 5-0 at home to Barca. So it's one of them ones here. When it works, yeah, it's great. But I think it works more with smaller teams. Mourinho's way of playing football. Like, I think if he took over at a Newcastle or something like that now, his way of playing would get them more points. But I think at the top end of football, that kind of football was never going to last. It was never going to last. Especially not with all the spending, etc., bro. Because top players, yeah, the top flair players that are gonna win you games ain't gonna want to play in a Mourinho system. And while they're playing at other places, they'll be able to spin, man. So I think that his contribution to football was more of a personality thing. I don't think people are gonna be looking back saying, "Yo, Mourinho revolutionized football. He's the first guy I saw playing inverted fullbacks and all these things." There, like, Mourinho would have every man marking someone, blood, like. It's all about winning for him. It's all about winning and nothing else. So I don't think you can compare him to Pep in terms of revolutionizing the game. I think people look up to Pep Guardiola. Like, people don't look up to Mourinho's way of playing football or his philosophy or whatever. They just respect him as a manager that's achieved things and won things. But I don't think in 50 years' time, man are going to be saying, yo, Mourinho inspired me to play football this way. Because in my humble opinion, if you love football, the essence of football, like, you want to see beautiful football. Like, yes, winning is important, but you want to see the beautiful stuff. You want to see imagination. You want to see all these things. Mourinho suffocates these kind of players. So for me, if you love football, you can't play football the way Mourinho sets out his team. You just can't, bruv. Like, you just can't, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? And it is just my opinion. There's no right or wrong for this. But I believe the beauty of football, football's called a beautiful game for a reason. There's nothing beautiful about watching a Mourinho side play football. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Maybe you think I'm being too harsh on him because I don't like him, you might say. But I wouldn't say I don't like Mourinho, because before Mourinho came to Manchester United, I liked him. He's box office. But when he's at your club, it's different. All right, next one. At United Forever, 3. What's happening with De Gea contract since he hasn't been on form? Bruv, these are the wrong questions. I'm sorry, guys. This is my Rants Red talk. I was thinking, what are you talking about, bro? All right. Isaac, AFCG. Pep has said before that he won't manage until he's 60, 70 years old. If Pep leaves City, do they still dominate English football with their squad? Yes, they do. They've got very good players. And I think that if Pep retires, they'll bring in someone with Pep's philosophy. And also, the DOF will probably still be there because they were there before Pep and everything like that. I think City are building something with longevity. They redid the academy system, the training ground, all of that. City are here to stay, mate. Do you know what I mean? They're not a flash in the pan. They're not a Chelsea of before who spent loads of money, but the infrastructure didn't change. Like, City have actually done their homework. So I think even if Pep leaves, this City team is okay. I genuinely think that, man. As much as I'd love, as a Manchester United fan, to say, you know what, if Pep leaves, they're fucked. I don't believe that will be the case. There's no signs of that being the case. Let me know what you think in the comments, though, guys. Okay, Pranav61987. Why do you think the quality of Serie A has dropped so much? Two things, really. I think money. Remember the match fixing and all of that, and then teams got relegated. There's been a lot of teams going into financial problems. I know a lot of the teams were like financed by mafia and illegalities, and I think it's pretty much still the same now. Even Maradona said when he was at Napoli, them man, real drug dealers, real bad man. You know what I mean? And Maradona was a cokehead anyway. So I think it's a mixture of the money, and also the rise of the Spanish league means that a lot of the Latin players that were going to Italy are now going to Spain. You look at the Rocobas, the R9s, the Adrianos, the Hernan Crespos. I could keep going. All of them kind of players that actually made the Italian league like really exciting can now go to Spain and be in a hotter climate. Don't have to learn another language. Do you know what I mean? And it's just one of them things where I think the combination of the money and the culture, people would rather go Spain. Like, where would you rather live, really? Like, Milan's decent, don't get me wrong, but it's not Barcelona, bruv. It's not real. It's not Madrid. Do you know what I mean? So it's just, I think it's a combination of those things. I think the rise in the Spanish league are paying more money, the lifestyle, and all of that, man. And I think that these South American players really did help. They really did help. And then when you look at the Dutch that were over in Italy as well, the likes of the Seedorfs, the likes of the Hullets and all of these guys, the Edgar Davids and these man, bruv, they might get an opportunity to go Spain. They're going Spain. And also, the German league stronger now. So players in Germany are just like, bruv, man, I'm gonna stay in Germany, fam. Like, there's loads of different factors. I said 2 at the beginning, but there's loads. But I just think that Italy's not that attractive because of obviously a lot of the top players. It depends on their culture. It just so happens that growing up, the Latin players were the best players. Them man are gonna go Spain, and also the money's just not there no more. Like, Italy will have 1 or 2 marquee players, but the P's ain't really there no more to attract the big names and keep them there. Like, AC Milan are not the force they were. Inter Milan are not the force they were. And it's because of money. It's like Juventus are the only team with P's right now. So, yeah, I think that's the idea. If any of you lot are Italian, have Italian family and know more about the league and why you think that it's gone downhill in terms of the players it can attract, by all means, let me know. I'll be interested. But from the outside looking in, I'm not an expert, but I know with the match fixing and the financial restrictions on the league and the whole Berlusconi things and all of that, From what my understanding of what's going on in Italy is, the money's simply not there that used to be there. All right. Ryan Al-Hamoud, what do you think is the problem in PSG and why they didn't win the Champions League until now, even though they spent a lot of money? Ryan, I think with PSG, PSG have spent a lot of money, but their general league is not competitive enough. And I think when they come up against a team of the level of a Barcelona, of like a Liverpool, anything like that, they'll come unstuck because week in, week out, they're playing against shit teams, bro. Like, the thing is with football, you can't just step it up. If you're Man City, you're lucky because you get to play against Arsenal, Man United, if you're Man City, you get to play against Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham. You've got these teams of that level that you're playing against not week in, week out, but you play against them in your league, and then you've still got competitive games that you play in. Whereas if you're playing in France, bro, you're going and slapping teams 7-0. Like, it don't prepare you well for Champions League football. It really doesn't. And it gives them a false idea of where they are. That's what it is. And when you're a team that's used to slapping teams all the time and knowing you don't have to get out of second gear, when you come up against a team that's playing in third gear for most of the season and can go to fourth and fifth if they need to, you're going to come up short. It's the same with Spain. Barcelona have Real Madrid, so it's fine. Even though they can slap other teams, they've still got Atletico Madrid, which will give them a good game. And Real Madrid and Barcelona are two of the top 5 best teams in the world. Even though Real Madrid ain't doing well now, in the Champions League, they always do well. So Real Madrid know that they got to get up to play against Barca. And if Real Madrid can play well against Barca, they can beat pretty much anyone else. So I think that having someone in your league that keeps you of a certain level and it keeps you honest is very important. And I think that PSG don't have that and they'll continue to struggle. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. That's a very good question. At Bex_Junior. Best centre forward you've seen play in the Premier League, Thierry Henry, without a doubt, my G. When man try to compare Aguero to Henry and that, don't get me wrong, Sergio Aguero is one of the best strikers ever to play in the Premiership. But I'm not just talking about numbers. You see how I judge a player? It's all round, innit? Because Alan Shearer's got an amazing goal scoring record, but he wasn't better than Sergio Aguero, bruv. He wasn't. It's that simple. Thierry Henry was a complete footballer. He scored, he assisted, he could dribble, he had pace, he could shoot from outside the box, he could score from inside the box, he scored headers, he scored volleys. He did everything. Like, Thierry Henry was a complete forward. If you were building an archetypal centre forward, it wouldn't be too dissimilar to Thierry Henry. I think he was unlucky in the sense that R9 was at the peak of his powers when he was around, bruv. Or else he would have probably won a Ballon d'Or. He was that good. But R9 is the greatest striker that's ever lived. And I feel like Henry is the only striker I've seen in football that's anywhere near him in terms of the complete package. In terms of the complete package. Thierry Henry is the only striker that I've seen that's anywhere near R9. So it has to be Thierry. And while I touch on the Alan Shearer thing, I saw like people were saying, oh, like I'm mad for thinking that Harry Kane's better than Alan Shearer and that. Bro, it's all about eras, innit? Like, Alan Shearer was a very good box striker at scoring goals, bruv. His link-up play weren't good. He didn't get that many assists compared to the likes of what Harry Kane would get. Harry Kane's got nothing in common with Alan Shearer other than the fact that he leads the line for England and he doesn't have pace. But Harry Kane drops deep, he links play. Harry Kane can pass. He's got very good vision, bruv. He's actually more of a Teddy Sheringham type striker than an Alan Shearer. Like, Harry Kane's not a poacher. He's not a poacher, bruv. You know the amount of times Harry Kane gets the ball on the edge of the box, opens his body up and whips it in the bottom corner. Harry Kane is not just scoring tap-ins in the 6-yard box, bro. Like, he's not. Harry Kane's not just scoring back post headers where he's leaning on the centre-back and backing into guys and roughing them up. Harry Kane's game is not a physical game at all. Alan Shearer's game was a very physical game and reliant on people getting the ball in the mixer for him. Yeah, he scored the odd screamer like a volley or like a strike from outside the box. But Alan Shearer was a brute centre forward, bruv. Like, Harry Kane's got way more finesse to his game. Harry Kane may not end the career with more numbers than Alan Shearer, but he's on course. Do you see what I mean? So when man are saying, oh yeah, no, must be Alan Shearer, bruv, that's nostalgia. And that is just, I don't know what that is. nostalgia and the numbers getting to you, bruv. Alan Shearer, as a footballer, all-round footballer, weren't that good, bruv. He was just good in the box, man. Like, that's it. So it's one of them ones where people can disagree and cool, that's your opinion. It depends on how you judge a footballer. But I judge footballers on technique, on IQ, on movement, and all the above. I don't just say, yeah, well, he scored goals. Because Miroslav Klose scored goals, bruv. He's got more World Cup goals than R9, but he's not a better striker than R9. Do you see what I mean? So, like, bruv, like, when you're having arguments with someone sometimes, yeah, be specific about what the argument's about. Because you can say, who's the better footballer, who's the better goal scorer, who's the better striker. All these things are different, innit? That's why I like to specify certain things before we have conversations. Because you'll find you're arguing with someone and you, man, are talking about two different things and it's just jarring. Let me know what you think in the comment section regarding the best centre forward you've ever seen in the Premier League. For me, it's Thierry Henry, no contest. Next one, at young_em ... can't see the rest. Do you think Wayne Rooney is underrated? Because when we name the Premier League's greatest, he's never in it when he is United's all-time top scorer. I don't think Wayne Rooney is underrated at all. People know my opinion on Wayne Rooney. It's an unpopular one. I think he's overrated. I do. I think that Wayne Rooney had a good spell in his career. He broke through. And at 16, he was built like a 26-year-old. Wayne Rooney was ahead of his time physically. And because of that, his youth and enthusiasm, like, was just mad. Like, yeah, he scored some decent goals. But Wayne Rooney used to just bulldoze through, man. And because he was so young and built like that, his physique was the making and the breaking of him. Because when he was younger, his physique, it was positive. He got away with carrying the extra weight. He got away with eating whatever he wanted, smoking and doing all these things. But after about 4 or 5 years, like, you started to see his body slow down. And once his body slowed down, you started to see him change as a player. The young Wayne Rooney that was running and positive and dribbling and trying to go past players. And don't get me wrong, Wayne Rooney weren't the best dribbler. Like, I never seen Rooney running past man and tying them in knots. People talking about saying, oh, Rooney used to run. Like, man was never like a Sancho or like a Martial. Rooney could never dribble like that with the close control. Rooney was about explosive power, driving, being positive, being direct and bulldozing his way through teams, blood. That's just what it was. And then as soon as the legs went a little bit, he had to change his game more. And then Rooney was mad efficient. He scored loads of goals for Man United. It's not hard to be Manchester United's all-time top scorer when you've played for them for 12 years. And that's not a disrespect to Wayne Rooney. That's me saying, if you're playing for Manchester United, a Manchester United that's winning titles, winning Champions Leagues, and are the best team in that era at the time, and you're playing up front for them, you're going to get goals. You're going to get goals. It's that simple, bruv. Like, you're going to get goals, blood. Because when you look at Wayne Rooney's tallies in, like, big competitions, international competitions, they're not good. His championship record ain't that great either. Like, it took him, like, 11 seasons to score the same amount of goals as Ruud van Nistelrooy scored in 4. So that tells you all you need to know. Like, at the top level, like World Cup, European Cup, Champions League, his numbers ain't great, bruv. Like, it's good in the Premier League, playing for one of the best teams of their era, that Manchester United team. But actually, at the upper echelon, his numbers ain't that great. And that's not me saying Rooney wasn't a good player. I think Rooney was a very good player, but I don't think he was an elite level, like top player, not for the most of his career. I think Rooney was probably at the top of the game for 2 to 3 seasons maximum. I think the best Wayne Rooney I saw was between 2004 and 2007/8. I think that Rooney for 4 years was great. But I think for the other 8 years, weren't all that. Do you know what I mean? I think he was scoring goals, but the goals were masking the fact that his performances as a whole weren't that good. That's just my opinion. Again, it's not a popular opinion. I know Rooney's the darling of English football, but I just don't think he was that great. I grew up on strikers like R9, Adriano, like, and if you're not going to be a super techie striker like Romario and them, man, then shooters like Batistuta and them, man. You think Rooney could chat to Batistuta, fam? Get out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Rooney was ever the level of a Lewandowski or a Suarez, or even when Fernando Torres was at the top of his game playing for Liverpool, I don't think Rooney was that good. Like, Torres used to just win games on his own on a mad thing, bruv. Like, skinning man and ripping them out. I don't ever think that Rooney was that good past 2007, 2008. I don't. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys' opinion are. But again, you might think that I'm harsh on a lot of players, but that's because I'm comparing them to the creme de la creme, blood. Man, have to compare them. You have to, man. Like, I grew up in an era where man had to be a bad boy striker. A bad boy striker to be in the conversation. And I don't think that Rooney was a bad boy striker for long enough. I think that he put out good numbers, but his overall gameplay wasn't bad boy. All right, next one. I don't know if that says IBN or LBN underscore JABL. Give us your all-time Premier League 11. Premier League, I find it hard to do all-time Premier League 11 because, you know, when you do that, a lot of people try to add people that are playing now. So I'm going to take out any player that's playing at the moment because then that will make things easier. In goal, Peter Schmeichel. Left back, Ashley Cole. Centre backs, Stam and Rio. Right back, it has to be Gary Neville because the era that I'm in, I don't think there's been a more consistent, better right back, even though I'd rather have a more attacking, like, quicker fullback because that's just my preference, innit? But we'll say Gary Neville. Patrick Vieira. Paul Scholes. Steven Gerrard. Okay, and then we'll go up front. We'll go for Thierry Henry. You know what I'll do, yeah? Because I'm not going to go with wide players because I like Bergkamp and I like Cantona, blood. So, I don't know. I'm not going to choose between them, man. Fuck it. I'm just going to go for Bergkamp and Cantona. So, yeah, I'll go for a diamond. Fuck it. I'll go for Cantona in the most advanced, and then I'll go for Bergkamp off Henry. Fuck it, because that works, innit? Like, it's one of them ones where people always go for, like, Cristiano Ronaldo out wide or Ryan Giggs or whatever. But you know what? It's one of them ones where I just don't feel like it, bruv. Cristiano Ronaldo's still playing football now. That's why I haven't chosen him. Obviously, there's the likes of Luis Suarez is still playing football now. But if I'm just going through the era that I grew up when I was watching, man, Dennis Bergkamp was one of my favourite players, along with Eric Cantona, and I just don't feel like choosing between them. And Thierry Henry has to play. So we'll just say we'll play them three up front. No one has to play on the wing. Them man can drift and do whatever they want because they're good enough. Henry will pull out to the left anyway. We're not talking about balance. Fuck balance. If I'm saying 11 man that I respect and I like in the Premier League era, I'll just throw these man in. Let me know what yours are. That's a very good question. All right. At Fizan Khan, the Inter Milan letter to Lukaku. Bro, it's bullshit, innit? That's all I need to say. Fuck them, man. How can them man say, we're not racist, we're just trying to put you off? Bruv, just boo him then. Boo him if you want to put man off when he's taking a penalty. You don't have to make fucking monkey noises. I'm sick of these, man, innit? And I don't like to generalize, yeah, but them Italian man have got previous, innit? There's something deep, deep down in that culture where they just don't like black man. And I don't understand why black men are going there. I do not understand. Don't tell me you're not racist. You're fucking racist, blood. It's that simple, innit? Like, don't get me wrong. There's racism all over Europe. But you see their brand of racism? Fam, it's a Nazi level brand of racism, blood. That's what them man are on. Them man are nasty, fam. So, fuck them. That's all I need to say to them. Fuck your letter as well. Fuck all your bullshit. You man are jokers, fam. And you know what? As much as I don't rate Lukaku as a footballer, he's a young black brother. He could easily be my little brother, blood. He's what, 26 or something like that? And I wouldn't want my little brother to be dealing with things like that. And it's the same with Pogba. I always say, these men are like the age of like my little brother. Really. Like, I got my younger brother just turned 21. But it's one of them ones. And obviously X as well. Now I'm saying late 20s and that, bruv. Them man are aged to be my little brother. And I could not watch my little brother go through what they're going through. So I feel sick, bruv. Not going to lie. I don't really like it. Really don't like it. So I think fuck Inter Milan, innit? Alright. At QQ_10. If you could make your dream 11 from the late 90s, early 2000s, who would be in it? These are too hard, blood. These questions. Too hard. Goalkeeper. Gigi Buffon. Centre backs. I love Yapstam. So it'd be Yapstam and Nestor or Maldini. You know what I'm gonna do, blood? Oh no, this is hard still. I'm gonna go for Maldini. Maldini and Stam. Right back, Lilian Thuram. Left back, Philip Lahm. Everyone loves Roberto Carlos, but Philip Lahm is, for me, like one of the best left backs ever. Right back has to be Thuram. It'll be Thuram or Zanetti. I'm gonna go for Lilian Thuram, bad boy. Oh, defensive midfield. I love the Edgar Davids, blood. I love the Edgar Davids. Ball playing, techie. Obviously, Makelele was the guy for that era, but for me, Edgar Davids, bro, like ball winner, extremely technically gifted, tenacious, wavy glasses. Who else? Edgar Davids. Oh my God, Zidane's in there, of course, and Pavel Nedved, blood, my guy, Pavel Nedved. And then my front three will be Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, and that's R9. And this is hard, man. I just have to think about man that just jump out to me. Late 90s, early 2000s. I'm struggling, guys. I'm not even gonna lie, bruv, because I like a very certain kind of player. Do you know what I mean? So because I like a certain kind of player, it's like there's not gonna be balance in these teams. There's not. If I was picking a team on balance, it would be a different team. But obviously, Ronaldinho and Ronaldo. I'll just say Adriano for the Brazilian chemistry. Let me know your 11, guys. But Pavel Nedved, blood, my guy, so underrated, so underrated. Alvaro Recoba as well. Oi, no, fam, Recoba in, take Adriano out, innit? Man will play Ronaldinho and Ronaldo together. Like Ronaldinho could play just off Ronaldo. Man's playing Recoba, blood. Recoba, Nedved, Davids, and Zidane. Are you mad, fam? Are you mad? Oi, you see that team? Fuck out of here, bruv. Oi, banging question, my guy. I'm getting excited, blood. This reminds me of Pro Evo days, blood. You man know about Pro Evo, fam? Oh my God, back in the day before FIFA was anything. All right, and last but not least, at Gabriel Francois, best football team of all time, best national football team. For me, I don't know about best, innit? Because best of all time, people can argue and say the Spanish team that won the World Cup and the Euros and all that, they could say that they'll go down as the best of all time. But for me, the Brazil team with Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Robinho, and Ronaldo, the 4 Rs, blood. That team there, and Kaká as well. Bruv, to me, that's the best team ever, blood. Roberto Carlos, Cafu, blood. Oh my days, fam. Oh my days. You see that team? That team made me love football, blood. That team made me love football, man. That's why I got my Brazil jerseys and that, like... Now, when I was younger, I never really used to support England. I'll be real with you. I had a Italian Totti jersey, an Italian Del Piero jersey. I just supported players, innit? I had a number 10 Brazil shirt with no name on it, so I could be Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, whoever I wanted to be. But yeah, like Brazil, that Brazilian team had me dreaming, blood, like dreaming about football, loving football. For me, like the way I judge football, the way I love football is because of watching Brazil, blood. So I say it has to be that Brazilian team. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Fucking love that show. Again, wrapped up. I'm enjoying this. I can't even lie to you. Big up yourselves for your questions. Loving the interaction. I'm loving your football knowledge, man. I'm glad I started this. Big up yourselves. Make sure you smash the like button if you haven't already. Make sure you add Rants and Bants on Twitter and Instagram for all your trolling needs. And yeah, keep it fucking interactive, guys. It's been emotional, bro. Like, I really enjoyed this. Make sure you leave all your comments, bro. I'm looking forward to reading them, and I'll get back to you. Man's obviously gonna be on vacation, but I'm still gonna be active, man. Peace and love, guys.